Dan, knowing that a righty was on deck and Baez is generally a free swinger, did you think about walking McKinstry in that situation?
Yeah, we talked about it. Obviously Vargy gets the ball on the ground, and that's what he does best, righty or lefty. Got the ball on the ground, just, McKinstry able to find a hole for it and get it through. But, a tough one there. We just, wanted to get the ball on the ground, which he did.
Stay here in the front.
Dan, just, after everything your offense has done in the last month or two, are you surprised that they weren't able to produce more consistently tonight? A big blast from Julio, able to get some traffic, in a couple of different innings, just not able to convert as much as we would have wanted to tonight. But, I thought we had some good at-bats. We did grind what we do. That's how we, run our offense is grind out some at-bats, and just weren't able to get, enough, back-to-back to kind of, put the damage that we wanted to put up.
Go in the front, Taryn.
Dan, just how would you assess George's performance tonight? It seemed like he was rolling there and then just got into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I thought he threw the ball well tonight. I thought in the second and third inning, he couple of jams, but really pitched out of it well. I thought his slider had good depth to it tonight. Threw some good ones, down in the zone, kind of disappeared. Carpenter able to get something up in the zone and drive it out of the ballpark.
Stay on the left with Adam.
You mentioned Carpenter there. What's George trying to do in that situation? What's the approach there? And did you had Spire warming up there? How much consideration you give there?
Yeah, those are the tough ones, and I thought George was continuing to throw the ball well, and with Carpenter, you're trying to keep it, down in the zone, or try to get him to chase up in the zone, and he was able to get to that one up there and drive it out of the ballpark.
Go to Tyler in the middle back.
Dan, was there any thought in continuing with George for the sixth? I know he was at 94 pitches, but was that a consideration?
No, not in the sixth. I think, George gave us the 94 and threw a great ball game and gave us a chance there. I thought our offense did a good job of coming back that inning later to kind of tie the score up and make it tight, make it a ball game. I thought that was, what our guys do. We fight, and we got back into it there, and we just weren't able to get the lead.
Go on the far left. Second row.
Hi. Just questions about how you were thinking about, as things were going into the extra innings, how you were utilizing your bullpen. You had options like Logan and Miller. You kind of went with Brash, followed by Munoz, then Vargas for that final inning. Just your thought process in those moments going for those innings.
Yeah, that's typically how we run it, and those guys have done such a great job for us all season long. Did a great job tonight. Mooney being able to get 2 innings there was really big. He was super efficient and attacked the zone and got ahead. Really nice job there, and that's just that's how we run it, and I thought all the guys coming out of the bullpen tonight threw the ball extremely well.
Go on your right to Dan.
Dan, was there any consideration of going to Bryce at any point late in the game, or are you trying to balance the possibility of having to start him later in the series?
I think that's kind of the possibility, and we kind of were, just weighing that pretty heavily, that's Vargy's been good for us all season long and has come up big, especially in those kinds of situations, and I thought he was the right guy to be out there.
Go in the middle, Evan.
Dan, to go back to the Carpenter home run, when you have Kirby out there, you have Spire in the pen. What kind of goes back and forth in your head as to leaving Kirby out there versus going to Spire, and what led to the decision that you ultimately made?
Yeah, it's a tough one, you do the best you can and try to take the information that you have and what you're seeing, and we thought George continued to throw the ball pretty well there, and still had pretty good stuff and a lot left in the tank, and he had been in a couple of tough spots earlier, but really pitched out of it well, like I said, just he was able to get to the one up in the zone.
Go back on the left, Adam.
And what's the challenge now in the short series, and you're facing Tarek Skubal tomorrow? What's the challenge with a quick turnaround here?
Yeah, one of our strengths is bouncing back, and we have to do that. And Skubal is a guy, obviously, that we have seen a couple of times this year. He's thrown the ball well in Cleveland, and we got to come out tomorrow and come right back at him and bounce back. And You know, our guys are good at that. That's what they do, and you know, I think we'll be ready.
We got one more here on the right. Mike.
Dan, just curious, what'd you make out of Julio and his at-bats tonight, and what tone you're hoping that can set for tomorrow in his approach against a guy like Skubal?
Yeah, you know, again, I thought, you know, the way he approached tonight, you know, hitting the ball, you know, right center area there for the homer, and then you being able to use right field, you know, at a different time. You know, that's we've talked about that a lot with Julio. That's where he's at his best, and you know, being able to use the whole field and being able to drive the ball the other way, you know, and that's a really good sign.
Dan, thanks for coming in.